Hi and welcome to the channel. I'm Sam and this is the Crafty Blinder van build. In this video we try and get to the bottom of why we broke down on our way back from a weekend away. Hose is blown off again. And we only had 4 litres of water with us, so we've had to call Robbo. Hopefully he won't be too far away. Well, we're currently sat on the side of the A66 waiting for Robbo to turn up with some water. The hose blew off again, so we were luckily right beside a lay-by, so we pulled in. I think I fixed the hose again, temporarily. New one coming this week, but last thing you need on the way home on a bank holiday Monday. So we'll just sit and wait patiently for Paul to turn up with some water.
I'm a hero!
Cheers! You want that? Bubbling a little bit. That'll do. Like I said, I did put some in before.
Yeah.
Running for a little while.
Yeah.
Turned it back off. So hopefully it's pulled enough through to where it needed to. Yeah. Ran a couple of recovery firms. Bank holiday Monday, so we're going to get nothing today. We're struggling. So we've got to try fix it ourselves and limp this thing home. That's what we're doing. God knows how. So I've had a chat with my brother, and he seems to think it is the EGR cooler that's gone. So that's a pipe in there and a pipe out there. So this will be pressurising the system with exhaust gas. Now I noticed earlier that there was like little clouds of gas in the water when I had the top off here, and I couldn't work out why there would be that when we just filled it with cold water. So I put my finger in, it wasn't steam, it was gas, and when I smelt it, it smelt of exhaust gas. Now if this has failed, and by linking this pipe to this pipe hopefully we can prove it's failed, we can join them pipes and limp this home. Pop that out of there. This connection here is where we've bypassed. There's another one just, let's see, that's better, just behind there. A little bit of an update where we are now. We're on the side of the A66 just outside Walcop. I've parked in a little runoff there. My son's been out, he brought me some parts. He's took Lisa and Riley home because, in all honesty, the parts didn't do what I thought they would do. We've bypassed the EGR valve, it hasn't worked, and we've still got issues with the head gasket. It's still boiling. It's not boiling actually, it's bubbling. So obviously exhaust gases are getting into the cooling system. So for me, that's it, we're not taking it any further. I've got to get recovery now. I've managed to ring a local firm who are going to come for me. It's not going to be cheap, but it's the only option I've got. So I'm going to hit the sack now for a couple hours. I've got a little bit of time to kill because they said it wouldn't be quick. So they're coming it's around about 70-80 miles to home. So he's got a job to finish and then he's coming out to pick me up. So we'll hit the sack. Been sat waiting now 2 hours for recovery. So it's starting to get dark. Some nice views. That's what I'm watching now. Sun's just about to go down, or it has gone down actually. So still waiting. No truck coming up that road, is there? is a good setup that. Well, that is back home. Okay, we're going to start stripping everything out. I know you don't want to sit and watch me do all this again, so I'll just get cracked on. We've got the fan off, I've dropped it down into the housing, just out the way for now. Hopefully that'll be enough. If it isn't, we'll have to split the fan from the bracket and just get it out that way. Also disconnected the pipework off the end of the turbo, intercooler pipes off as well. I've taped up that end so nothing gets into it. I'm currently stripping out this side. So I've removed the pollen filter box just to give us a bit more space on this side of the engine. That opens it right up. You can see what we're doing now. Well, cavalry's arrived. Just in nick of time because I started breaking things. So, as you can see, Cliff's a little bit further on where I was. Just got a big hammer. Yeah, his hammer's bigger than my hammer. No, I was starting to get a bit frustrated. 5 hours on a van trying to strip it down does that to you. So maybe time for a break for me.
It's half stuck half on.
We're going to need one of them anyway, will we?
Yeah.
I've just been telling Cliff that I'm sick to my stomach at this bit. Nerves are making us really anxious. He's sitting there going, this is the best bit. Okay, the head's now off and it's pretty obvious where it's gone. It's gone on that centre part between them two and towards the exhaust port, and you can feel the carbon on there. So, get that all cleaned up. And again, it's gone on there towards the exhaust. Do you think that's why we were getting exhaust fumes in then?
No,
in the water?
Compression's gone through into the water jacks. That's your water jacks. It's gone straight through there, straight through there, straight through that one.
Yeah.
Just starting that one.
Well, there's definitely exhaust gases in water.
And well, say you might beside the exhaust valve as well. So depending on what stroke it is, they can bubble and water them.
Cool. That's that.
Clean as a whistle.
Hmm?
That's clean as a whistle.
Yeah. So just to show you exactly what's gone on in here, we've put a light behind and we've got a straight edge. Not saying it's the straightest straight edge in the world, but as you can see there, that is pot 1. Then we can start to see daylight, 2, 3 and 4. Quite good. Just 2 and 3 are warped. So we'll get the head done and hopefully it'll all go back together painlessly. This is the old head gasket, which is a factory fitted one, and if you look there, it's got one notch out of it, so that means it's the original one. Now we can't order the next head gasket till we know how much they shave off, because we've only got 2 more that we can go, and whatever they take off at the machine shop will determine which one we get next. So it would just come with either 1 punched out, 2 punched out or 3 punched out, depending on what work has to be done to the head. Now we've got the head off, we need to do a couple of little jobs before it actually goes to the machine shop to get skimmed. So I already started, but as you can see along the back there, there's still bits of gasket material. You know, we need to clean all this off. We don't need it cleaned off for the machine shop, it's just when it comes back, it would just be a job to do then. So it's Sunday morning, so rather than wait till I'm under the cosh, we'll make a start now. We'll get all these cleaned off. Already made a start on there, already cleaned up the inlet, and we've got this bracket to take off as well. There's a bracket there and there's a stat on the other side that needs to come off. We'll clean up this seal here for the vacuum pump. We'll clean up this one down here for the thermostat housing. Nothing to do on this side, but we'll give it all a good clean up. We've cleaned up the cylinder head. I've put some masking tape over it to protect it because it's probably going to be a few days before we get back to it. I don't want anything dropping in the water channels or the bolt holes of the cylinders or anything like that. I'm going to plug that hole there with a rag so we don't suck anything into there by mistake. Maybe stick someone over that as well. But we've got the head cleaned up now. That's all packaged up, ready to go. In there, all cleaned off, degreased. Nice and tidy. So hopefully when that comes back, we can get it stuck back on. The place we're heading to today is a little bit off the beaten track, quite a ways from where I live as well. So I've just dropped off the cylinder head at the machine shop. Now, living out in West Cumbria, finding places that do this sort of work are few and far between. Now, the place I've just been to, I haven't been here for a long time. I don't know if you can see in the back window there, but it's really rustic. It's, you know, it's a proper farm machine shop, and these guys know the business. This is what they've done all their lives, and they're really good. But it was lovely coming back here. I haven't been here in about 20 years, and nothing's changed. It's still the same machinery, it's still the same guys. We're all a little bit older, a little bit greyer, and some of us are a little bit rounder. Fantastic place though. These guys are good. I'll see if I can video inside the place when I go back next time. Well, we're back. We've got the cylinder head back now. All nice and shiny. It's like new. I've just spent, you don't want to know how much I've spent. Just over £700 on parts. Obviously there's the head to get skimmed. There was the head gasket to buy. The hose that keeps blowing off, I bought that. That was £160 on its own. There's a little clip. While we were in there, we found a couple of other issues. So rather than go back at a later date, we're going to fix them now. One was a corroded injector pipe. There was actually two of them corroded, and they're on the front. So I don't want them getting to the point where they're leaking, because obviously that'll cause us even bigger issues. So we're going to replace them now. What else did we find? I'm going to replace the thermostat housing. Not very easy to get at. So while we've got the engine stripped down, we'll change that out. And a couple of other little bits and bobs that we've decided to change at the same time. We're putting in new heater plugs, and just changing some gaskets out as well. So we'll be in a good position, and we know that all the work that we've done is sound. But it's been a very painful experience. It's cost us well over £1,000 with recovery, with parts, with skimming, and that's without even any labour. Definitely a painful pill to swallow. So originally, I didn't even know where the thermostat housing was. So while we've got the head off, we're going to change it because it's here. And honest to God, there's a bolt there, and there's another bolt further down underneath that you can't see. We'll try and get this hose off here yet. There's a hose down there that needs to come off, and then there looks like, well, it looks like a fitted hose that goes into this piece here. So that piece there is that piece there. So offering it up the right way, it looks like that. Right, we've cleaned off all the old gasket. I'll just touch that, I'll have to degrease it again. We've degreased this side, and we've also degreased this side. So currently everything's sat as we want it to sit when we drop it in. That'll just need flipped over. So all I've got to do now is obviously degrease that bit. I've just rubbed my grimy hands over, but we'll put instant gasket on there and seal it all up. So the pardon?
As if by magic, it's back together.
That's it, eh? It is by magic. The fairies have been in and they've bolted all this back together. That's the fairy. But yeah, it's gone back together. All right. Bit of cleaning up to do on everything. Every part that we took off needs cleaned up and put back on. So that's my job today. I'm the top cleaner. So that's the head back in place. It took a lot of effort. Cliff nearly lost 2 testicles, I think 3 testicles, while he was performing splits.
Cheers.
No, it was difficult. That's why we couldn't record it. There wasn't enough room. It was a 2-man lift, and it took a little bit of lowering into position. But anyway, it's in now, just needs bolted up, which sounds dead easy, but it's not. Do you know, at this moment in time, my heart is racing. I feel very, very anxious.
I feel very excited.
You feel excited?
Yeah, it's going back together.
Well, I don't know if what I'm feeling, I don't know if it's anxiety, fucking depression, or just like fear. I don't know yet.
Where's the rest of the ball?
Huh? 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Have you put 2 in at all the bolt holes? We only took 10 out. Let me count. There's the lost bolt. So playing tricks with me. I've just explained to him how anxious I feel, and he's here going, "Oh, there's only 9 bolts." I took one out to check they were similar length and diameter and everything else the other day. I need to sit down. I tell you what, he's got me stressed out. I'm like an expectant father. I've got so much invested in this vehicle. I just want it to be back up and running. I don't need him messing with my melon, playing stupid tricks like that on us. I am well out my comfort zone here. I am not comfortable. I'm just stressed right out. I really am stressed out. I think I need a drink. I feel a bit knackered today. And I think I'll look it as well. Yesterday was a busy day. Again, putting the van back together, it's took us a little bit of time. Obviously, there was a lot of things to clean up, a lot of things to prep and check and just service as well. We changed out the thermostat housing. Not an easy job. So if you're ever this far into the engine, I would suggest changing that. You know, we've had an issue with the water system, the cooling system. So I've changed everything that I think could possibly affect it. So thermostat housing was one of them. Obviously, it's not a thermostat that you can change, it's actual full housing. So we've changed that. We've also bought that big pipe section there. That's the one that blew off. So I believe it might have been a designed weak point, you know. So if it does pressurize, it blows there, and because it's the only place where they're clipped on. It's weird. It's the only place where that pipe or anything on the cooling system pushes in. So maybe it's there for a reason. Maybe it's there to protect the system. I don't know. It is what it is. It's blown. So we've got a new clip and we've got a new pipe. So we'll do that this morning. Bit slow getting started today. It's about 8:30 in the morning. I've been up for the last 2 hours. Just plodding on. Not only are we changing parts on the water system and the cooling system, we're also picking up any parts that have maybe corroded or will probably cost us daily in the future if we don't change them now. So while we were under the bonnet, we noticed a couple of problems. Now this here is the injection pipe, the diesel line from the pump to the rail, and obviously this is the rail here. As you can see, really starting to corrode. I think that would cost us or cause us a bit of a nightmare out on the road if that was to fail. So I've replaced it with a new pipe, not cheap. So that one there, goodbye. So we're going to fit this new one. Then we're also going to fit, this is number one, this is from this is number one injector. Again, I think we've been at the front of the engine. It's started to corrode as well. So we're going to change that out. And again, not cheap. So we'll take that one off there. A little bit harder than I thought. We'll swap that over and then we'll fit all this back. We've already done the rocker. There's a new seal in there, seals in there. We've got all the bolts ready. We'll give that a clean up and a tidy up, so that's ready to go on. Exhaust manifold, them bits. Today is all about buttoning up, putting everything back together as it should be. Injectors, I serviced them yesterday, cleaned them, put new seals on them. Not serviced them, but got them ready for today. New fuel return line. I broke one of the clips. They're prone to getting to like becoming brittle. As they go through the life, you know, the heat, constant changes in heat makes these a little bit brittle. So I've got a fresh set of them and we'll install them today. 2 new bolts for the clamps. So there's one, there's 2, there's the new clip for the water hose, and there's the air intake. EGR cooler gaskets. So we're getting good to go. I'm just cleaning things up as we go along. Obviously all the parts are laid under there. Once I get these bits cleaned up, I'm going to lay all these parts out, make sure we've lost no bolts or nuts for them, and put the nuts and bolts actually with them so we know which one's which. So that's today's job. So I've just told Cliff to get the camera out because I didn't want you thinking I was doing absolutely nothing. I have been working. having a quick.
Yeah, you're doing bits. Give me a breather.
Oh my God. That's it. I'll get it on one end first. It really doesn't want to go on there. I'll nip again. Well, we are nearly in a position to fire it up. I just need to find out where that goes. That goes. I've got a cable that's connected to the starter motor that needs stripped back and rerouted over this side here and then down, and then there's like a heat shield cover to put on it. Then I can put the airbox back in. These two cables go to the airbox. That's straightforward. I just don't know where these go. This is it, sir. I didn't pull these off, so I have no idea where they go. Frustrating, but this is the position we're in. We can't do anything else until we know what's going on with these two. So that's where we are. Well, you've got to give credit where credit's due. Now, without my brother Cliff, I would have really struggled doing this. It's been a donkey of a job, you know. I spent, I can't even tell you how many hours on Saturday. Probably 10 hours on Saturday. Again, 10 hours yesterday building it up. I've been on it since 10 o'clock this morning. I had a bit of a lazy starter today. So I'm very tired. This is, took it out me. You're constantly underneath, or you're leaning right into the back of the engine. Nothing's gone to plan. Every time we've put a part on, we've had to take it back off because it's been in the way of something else, or it's just one of them. When you're not working on an engine like this constantly, you don't know how things go or should go. The sequence, that's what I'm looking for, the sequence of how they should go back together. But anyway, we're nearly there. We are literally 99% there. I think I've got about another litre of water to go in. That'll be the heater matrix. Got to try and get water up there. Let me show you. Look at the height of that. I'm just going to pan round. Now the water bottle's there. The heater matrix is up above that. So somehow we need to get water in there. I know that's a pump, but we need to have water there to get up to the pump. But we need it running. So that's the dilemma we're in. These are the two pipes that are replaced. Nice and shiny now. I think we'd been at the front of the engine. They just get a little bit of bad weather and have corroded. But we've nipped that problem in the bud. They're all good. All connections apart from the couple on this side of the engine down below are all done. Pipework's all done. I've changed the hose that runs along the bottom, the hose that blew off. It's down there. I don't know if you can see that. There's a new hose down there anyway. So we've done that, and that actually comes, it's a big piece and it comes up to here. That was the 160 quid shot. So yeah, we're just waiting for Cliff to turn up now. Because this next bit is beyond me, in all honesty. I don't know. You just don't know what you don't know, is what they say, isn't it? Anyway, once we get it up and running, we'll take it for a quick run out. If we get it up and running. If. Fingers crossed. Right. Well, I knew this wasn't going to be easy. Oh, I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but I didn't think it was going to be this hard. I'm at a loss. It's thrown up a cam sensor fault now. So we're going to have to check all the timing. I don't know where to start. Anyway, we'll check the timing. We'll go from there and see what happens. But is what it is. Thank you for your continued support. If you like what we're doing, consider subscribing, liking and sharing with your friends. Also, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.